Hey guys, welcome back to yet another YouTube video. This time we're exploring a primary weapon, one of my favorites that I use a lot in Kuva Survival. So let's go ahead and inspect it. This one is called the Glaxion, or Glaxion, however you want to call it. It's a beam weapon. You can get it from the Tenno lab from your dojo. So let's see the base stats first before we go into the build. So base stats of the weapon: 100% accuracy, really low crit chance, 8% crit chance, 2x crit multiplier, fire rate of 12, which is not that bad. Magazine of 80, it's pretty loud if you listen to it in full volume. Reloads for 2.2 seconds. Status chance is what really makes this weapon a 34% high status chance for the base status chance for this weapon. It is innate cold damage, so you can make it either a magnetic build or even a corrosive build that we're actually going to show here. So I made this into a corrosive / blast weapon, and I feel like this build really works well for crowd control, or even like eliminating or just destroying enemies in general. It is good CC qualities, so the corrosive and blast together makes it a good combo to do such things. So I did increase the crit chance from this build. Crit multiplier didn't go up, but now it has 100% critical, 100% status chance, which is what the weapon, which is what this build is all about, is just making it a really high status weapon. So you're always gonna rock corrosive and blast. So what makes this weapon is this particular ribbon. You can actually go without that ribbon and make it a radiation viral build. Actually I don't have it here, but you can make it a radiation viral build without a ribbon, but it's really advisable to get a ribbon for this weapon. I was really lucky to get this ribbon on the first site. So you can see it's not even rolled, and it has multi-shot and status chance, negative damage infested. So I was really lucky to get this on the first try, just from revealing the ribbon. So it has 157% multi-shot and 162% status chance, which actually why the weapon goes to 100% status is because of this ribbon. And of course damage infested. So it's pretty much like a god roll in my book for Glaxion. It's one of the lesser used weapons, so you can get good ribbon rolls on it. So it's really advisable to get holo one, either through trade chat, or maybe if you do shorties and get a rifle ribbon. Rifle ribbons really go for like 20 platinum, 15 to 20 platinum in trade chat, so it's easier to get it on console at least. So okay, so with that I'm using Serration for more damage. It's not leveled up all the way yet, but it does 120% critical damage. Using Stormbringer, Malignant Force for more status chance, and 60% Toxin. Argon Scope really helps. If you keep aiming down sight, you get increased crit chance while aiming for like at least 9 seconds. So that increases that kind of makes up for that low crit chance value that this weapon has. You can replace it with something like Combustion Beam. That also really helps for crowd control. But I think for this particular video, I'm just going to go with Argon Scope. Split Chamber, more multi-shot. I don't really care about the accuracy, since it's mostly body shot CC weapon, so just go for more damage and less accuracy, so that doesn't really matter for me. Using Hellfire for more heat. You can actually replace that for something like crit delay, maybe if you want to increase crit chance, but not really. But I just went with Hellfire. So let's check out what this build does. Maybe with like level 100 bombards as usual. So let's go over here. Bombards. So these guys mostly have alloy armor and viral. The alloy armor 500, clone flash of 300, and they're mostly susceptible towards radiation and viral. But let's see how they do with the corrosive and blast damage. Like how long does it take to destroy them? Let's do like 5 of them, and let's make yourself invincible and simulate. Alright. So level 100 bombards. Let's see. You can see it pushes. It just knocks everyone down. And that guy just got destroyed. So it's a CC weapon, but it's also a single target weapon in that you're actually just shooting at one guy, and that was like almost one whole magazine took out 2 level 100 bombards. You can see the huge drop in the armor, I mean the health and armor. So with like one full magazine you can just take out the whole mobs of enemies, and this is of course level 100. We're probably gonna try it in with more realistic setting, but that's what it is for how it does against Grenier. So I think let's try this in a Kuva Survival mission, maybe like a 10-minute Kuva Survival solo, just to see how it does. So yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so Kuva Survival. So let's see a bunch of enemies. So we're trying to find a bunch of enemies so we can show you what this weapon does. So these are like level 30 enemies. It has decent range. You can also increase the range by adding Sinister Reach to the weapon. So those orange crits are due to the Kavad. That's giving me an increased crit chance, which really helps using Kavad with this weapon. So you can see the status proc, the blast damage status proc, will come up every time, no matter what. I mean, that and corrosive. So that's the advantage of having 100% status chance. And if you have like 95% status chance, I think you would get a good amount of status procs on your weapon.
Caution, Tenno. Capsules harvesting Kuva in a multi-sport.
Right, so consistently hitting corrosive and blast damage. I'm almost to sell his play crip as driven. And the range isn't that bad. Of course you can, like I was saying, you can increase the range by using something like Sinister Reach on your rifle. It's really good with hordes of enemies where you can just hold down a zone just by shooting Glaxion. I swear my quad never gives me an extra amount of Kuva. Let's see, let's get that life support team. Yeah, it says melting level 30s, 33s. Maybe like 0.2 seconds, I think. Nope, someone just died. Oh, they're probably the cat. Let's head over here. How about our teammates? I don't think they need any help though. That's really cool about Grenier. I think the other, I don't know how it'll do against, I mean, it's mostly Corrosive Blast. It'll do well against Infested. So I think that's one other thing I would like to try to show you guys how it does against Infested. Maybe not so much against the Corpus, because it doesn't feel like a Corpus weapon. And I use this all the time on just Kuva Survival. And I really consider this as a Grenier weapon, even though it's like a Tenolab Corpus kind of themed weapon, so to say. So yeah, so status chance, just go to build, good way to build it is by just getting good status, dual status mobs. If you don't have a ribbon for it, that is. And it's not, I mean, I feel like this weapon is really underutilized. And ever since the beam weapon changes came up, that D introduced the beam weapon changes, beam weapons or like continuous beam weapons, they've done really well in general. Something like Ignis, so to say.
Glaxion is available if you need
Yep,
it.
that guy got destroyed.
Our
Oh, did not want to do that.
progress. This will help our cause.
I wanted to pick up this baby.
You have found a Kuva catalyst.
And
Attach
put
it
it
to
there.
your life support capsule to begin harvesting Kuva. Modification successful.
See a horde coming over here. Damn, yeah, so it's all corrosive procs. Non-stop corrosive procs. And then there's blast.
Get ready for a capsule.
Yeah, it's like no respite for mobs. Like, you just get like get knocked down every time the weapon just hits you. So like, I mean, you won't see a single time when a enemy doesn't get knocked down, I feel. Which is the blast damage, of course. That does the trick.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
So yeah, so there you guys checked out what it feels like to do this in Kuva. Oh, there we go, 800 Kuva. Thank you, Kavat. So you guys checked out how this weapon would do in Kuva Survival. Maybe let's try this in Infested, maybe. Let's try this in Sanctuary Onslaught. How about that? So in general, my verdict is that it's okay for like mid-tier missions. I don't think it's any useful for something like Elite Sanctuary Onslaught or for sorties. It may be okay for like level 1 sorties, maybe not level 3 sorties. But it's a fun weapon to use and it's a fun weapon to build for. So I would definitely give it a try in my book. And if anything, try the beam weapon changes that have been introduced. And I think that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you an alternative outlook on different kind of weapons you can use, and just in general, like, no one wants to use melee weapons all the time, right? Like, try to use some different weapons, try to use a different set of pistols, see, like, the CC is a lot of fun, except when you get knocked down like that. But yep, I think so yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you next time.